And welcome to the Dublin Arsenal podcast. I'm your host, as always, Jonathan Giles. On tonight's show, Monday, April 29th, we'll be reviewing yesterday's action-packed 3-2 victory in the North London Derby over Ange Postecoglou's Spurs side. Also on the show, we'll be giving our goal and player of the month for April. Just a quick mention as well, as I've been doing the last few shows, just to mention, Elevate Events presents an exclusive event featuring Arsenal legends Liam Brady, Ray PARLOUR and Paul MERSON at the Clayton Hotel, Burrington Road, Friday, August the 9th. Go to universe.com/events for tickets. Martin's been saying it's selling now fast. So sit back and enjoy the show. On tonight's show, I've got the three amigos that started it all back in March 2021. The return of Eamonn Donnelly. How's your health after the WhatsApp debacle?
Evening, Jonathan. Evening, Matt. Evening, John. It's like being on blankety blank again there. Blankety blank checkbook and pen. No, I'm good. Thanks for having us back on. And yeah, we lots to talk about after yesterday.
That'll be days. Good to have you back, Eamonn. I'm also joined by another regular guest, John Mealy. This is 2 in a row now. He has to check his diary from the next 3. How are you again?
Yeah, you really upset me. You've thrown me out of whack altogether. I had 2 weeks in a row. Yeah. I'm starting to feel popular again. It's a weird feeling. Yeah.
Enjoy the feeling. It doesn't last long. As you can see, he's still unshaven, so he's going through tough times. After yesterday, I'd probably be doing the same myself. I'm also joined by Matt Bourne. It's been a while, Matt. How are you?
I'm good, pal. How are you?
Not too bad, Matt.
Good. I see you got the 3 baldies on tonight, huh?
If you can't
it's like the World Snooker Championship.
The 3 cue balls.
It was a rather unfortunate kiss on the brown, Eagle.
So frustrating, Deirdre.
Oh, yeah, later.
As you see, Berta Moretti is on show, but we'd like to mention as well to our friends at Pepsi Cola, Thursday for more. So that's how we give a shout out there. We kick on, as always, to the review from yesterday's game, which was the North London Derby, 3-2 against Spurs. Goals for ourselves by Højbjerg, which was an OG, Bukayo Saka and Kai Havertz all within the first half, which was a really game-setting match. But goals for Spurs from Romero, unfortunate mistake by Ray, but I thought he made up for it as the game went on after that. And Son with a penalty, Declan Rice kicking out at Ben Davies in the box. But they also had a disallowed goal through VAR, Van de Ven. Was after the first goal we scored, but thankfully it didn't matter, and 3-2 win keeps us top. Few facts I thought I'd start off with. Bukayo Saka, the first player to score home and away in a season against Spurs since Ian Wright in 93-94 season. It was Mikel Arteta's 100 Premier League win in his 169 Premier League match. We've scored 16 goals from corners this season. It was last match by Tony Pulis' West Brom side, 16-17. And it was Bukayo Saka's 15 Premier League goal. He's our top scorer, and followed behind him is Kai Havertz with 12. He just seems to be going from strength to strength, week on week, consistently. And I think that pass for Bukayo Saka for the second was just, the crossfield pass was just unreal, and Saka just to finish it as well, like he kept his head and buried in the corner. And I just thought we came out the blocks really well, really wanted to win that North London Derby. I know Spurs had their chances early on, but once the first goal went in, I think the first goal was always going to be important in that match. And I think after Højbjerg, we just wanted a second and third. You could see that Saka took his goal really well. Another corner and another header from Havertz and a 3-0. I thought this could be a bit of a hammering for Spurs, but the second half maybe I don't know what you say, a bit sloppy maybe, maybe we thought the game was won. Fairness, if Ray didn't make that mistake and Romero scored, maybe would have I think Saka missing that chance with Vicario saving in the second half, that was a big chance. If that was forward, the heads would have went down, but it kind of gave Spurs a bit of a lift. But I thought Ray recovered really well, as I said earlier on, after that mistake. His handling was really good from the crosses that was sent in the box. And Sanders, he didn't really stand a chance. He went the right way for the penalty, but the onslaught came after the second goal, but we kept our nerve, and another season that might have been a draw, but I thought we're still in it with 3 games to go. I'll come to you, Eamonn, since you're back after a while out. How did you see the North London derby?
Well, okay, I'll try and make this quick. First of all, the game was bonkers.
Yeah.
And the only thing that mattered is that we won the game. And we won the game. So let's start there. The second thing is, that was Tottenham at their best against us playing pretty average. And I think that tells us something about this team, right? So the first person I want to reference is, and he looks like a little bollocks, our set piece coach. Yeah. I don't know what he's doing, but my God, when you look at the goals and the movement, and it's all varied. It's not the same routine the whole time. Like, he has done wonders. It's no fluke that we get the most goals from set pieces. We cause absolute mayhem. And the reason why he says he's a little bollocks is every other team hates him, right? But he's our little bollocks, and it's great. It's brilliant because, Jesus, John, how many times did we sit in bars saying, "Oh Jesus, it's a corner for us.
Yeah,
we better put 4 defenders back on our own halfway line."
Yeah,
So I just want to give him a reference, and again, that's down to Arteta and the coaching staff working the way they do. What was very evident yesterday was the togetherness of the team, because we weren't playing well, right? I think that was very, very. We found it hard to get out, right? Because they targeted an overload on the right hand side with Kulusevski or whatever I'm not sure about the pronunciation of that one, but they targeted that, and Tommy had a lot to do. Leo was trying his best to do it, but Leo's a footballer. Leo was playing his way into trouble, with his dancing feet and stuff, and we found it really, really hard to get out. That brings me on to Thomas Partey. So what we got from Thomas Partey yesterday was he did it 3 or 4 times, receiving the ball from the goalkeeper, and I'm always banging on about this, I'm like a broken record, on the turn. And what that does is it gets the ball out to Saka quicker before there's 2 and 3 nailed on him. And Saka got kicked off the field yesterday with barely a free kick. I mean, every time we take Saka for granted because he's a world-class player, right? But every time he receives the ball, he gets a hack in the legs. Every single time. Sometimes his genius gets him away from that, but normally he has to take a kick first, and he'll still get away from it. But the ball was going out to him a lot quicker yesterday, and I thought Partey had a lot to do with that. Saka, as I say, you take this guy for granted, and I know Havertz's pass was good. The pass was probably a small bit late, I thought, because if you look at it again, Saka's running into a position where he has to nearly check himself. Yeah, but it was a beautifully weighted pass that came a split second too late. But what does Saka do? His first touch,
incredible,
was absolutely unbelievable.
Yep.
And I actually said out loud, I was watching it in a bar in Newcastle because I was on a family thing the weekend. I just went, what a touch. His second touch wasn't that great, but we take this for granted. He gets inside a man and he just rolls the ball into the goal, and we kind of expect that from him. But that is the stuff of a world-class player. Absolutely world-class. As for Kai Havertz, he was apparently ill. Well, Jesus, I'll tell you one thing, stay off the Motilian, pal. Stay ill, because if that's the way you're going to play, and I know it wasn't on last week. I was at Wolves the previous week, and I was in the front row, so I got a real appreciation of what he does. My mate's a Wolverhampton fan. He's from Wolverhampton, and he says that Corey Evans, he never stops running. He just keeps. He goes one run, then he goes another run, then he goes another run. You know, he's relentless. Havertz was absolutely brilliant yesterday. You're right. I want to mention Ben White as well. He had Son in his pocket, right, on that side. But he also, he is a key man at set pieces. He causes all sorts of carnage in there. And it's dark art stuff. And good for us. You know, we tend not to have players diving all over the place. Like some of the diving by Tottenham yesterday was absolutely disgraceful. Yeah. Absolutely disgraceful. Particularly the Madison one when Tommy Esso cut, like, it was absolutely shocking. And of course the media loved them, so it's all good. But I'm glad we have a bit of dark arts in the team, and Ben is the man for that. You're right about Raya. He recovered really, really well. I think what happened there was, if you look at it again, Saliba's passing was too heavy. Saliba kind of hit it off his left peg. It was what we used to call in Gaelic football a doinker. It was kind of bobbling along, and by the time he got it under control, I think he got caught in two minds. And then it was like I don't know, John, what you're like, or Matt at pitch and put, but I can tell you what I'm like at pitch and put.
What it was like, yeah.
It was like my tee off. Yeah, like he kind of stuffed it into the ground. It wasn't that he just kicked it straight to the opposition. I think he actually kind of hit an aim tee off on it, and it just got it all wrong. But his recovery was really good. But then again, like Martin was uncharacteristically giving balls away. One particularly bad one across the face of his own 30-yard. Like, every player gives the ball away. We encourage the goalkeeper to pass the ball. One of these days that's going to happen. But I just thought, the way the team rallied around him, right? And the way he picked Gabriel up, not the other way around. I thought it showed great character. It was beautiful to see Declan Rice getting it out of abuse off the gobshites. They looked like the crankies off Crackerjack. You know, and then we get a goal from it. Right, Saka the same. You let your country down. You let your country down. Oh shit! What's that? It's a corner. It's gone in. And by the way, you might think we got lucky with that own goal. Tommy Esso was putting that in if he doesn't get it. Yeah, you know, and that's because of the carnage we caused. So, yeah, I mean we've got 15 games since we came back from Dubai. 13 wins, 1 draw, 1 defeat. You know. 40 points in 15 games. You know, if you did that all through the season, you'd be on 106 points. It's an absolutely phenomenal return. The Aston Villa thing was an outlier. I think we're the best away team in the league. At this point, we've had 8 games, won 7, drew 1, lost 0, scored 27, conceded 3. I mean, that's right up there. You know, so anybody who thinks that we're a shower of bottling, whatever it is, that was on some thread somewhere during the meltdown after us, we're not bottlers. You're not bottlers when you have 80 points. You're not bottlers when you have 40 points out of 15 games. And you know what? I just think that we didn't play particularly well yesterday, but we found a way to win the game, and we were clever. And this is my very last comment. Sorry, guys, for keeping you. We were really, really clever when they got the 3-2, taking a free kick and going to the corner flag, rather than putting it into the box, trying to score a goal, and then get carved on the break. Because Tottenham throw a lot of players forward very energetically, you know. And overall, yeah, I think you're right. Had Saka scored at 4-0, I think it could have got really ugly for them.
Yeah,
because
even before that, yeah.
Yeah. So look, it was all about the win yesterday, and we got it, and we're still in with a shout. Don't buy all this stuff about, you know, City are going to. City were terrible yesterday, by the way.
They got away with murder, yeah.
Yeah. So look, we can talk about that again, but we're still in with a shout, and it was all about winning yesterday, and we were brave enough to win it while not playing that great.
Yeah, and North London derbies, they're a tasty affair. We saw that in our home match back in September, 2-2 draw. You know, like they're a tight game, but I think it's the way Spurs play. They're very open, you know. But to get 3-0 up,
they can hurt you, Spurs. You know,
I think they were lucky to lose Werner. You know, because they try. I noticed in the last 6-7 minutes, they tried to expose White with Son on that side, and he done a sterling job, as you said. He had him in his pocket all day. You know, it was great seeing White celebrate.
He's a football terrorist. He's a nightmare for the opposition, Ben White. You know,
he's just so well. He's so strong, but he's athletic. You know, he's really quick. You know, and I think he'd be a big loss to England if he doesn't go to the Euros. But you never know. You know, it's a few weeks after that. But really important North London derby victory. It's to be said. John, you were in the Riverborough match yesterday. Were you impressed by your performance yesterday?
Not really, no.
Straight off the bat.
Let's be honest, for a 3-2 North London derby, you'd expect it to be, you know, one of the greats. But as Eamonn said here, it was a very odd game altogether. We were pressed off the pitch almost from the start. I mean, we found it very hard to get any passing going. Very hard to get out of our own box. It was. I couldn't believe we were 2-0 up at half time. I was stunned. As Eamonn said, he's praising Jovic, who I've read recently has just been short. He's on the short list for the Feyenoord job, so let's hope he doesn't get it. He has introduced something really special to this set piece team. As Eamonn says, there's a huge amount of work going into it, and 2 goals from corners, and an absolute wonder goal from Saka. As we said, the first touch was outstanding and the finish sublime. But we only had 28% possession in the first half, and the finish 3-0 up away to Spurs. What the hell's going on? And I remember saying to Matt at half time, I said, I hope Arteta runs right at them and says, get the foot down and play your game. Control this game. Do what you've been doing all season. What you did in the first half, okay, it's 3-0, but certainly wasn't good enough. And the first 20 minutes of the second half, magical. That's the football Arsenal play. Yeah. We controlled the game. We set the tempo. There was only one team in it in the first 20 minutes of the second half. There's only one team going to score. As you said, Saka scores that goal. Fantastic save from Vicario. You can't take that away from him. He scores that. You're talking 5-6, God knows what. In front of, by the end of it, there would have been just the Arsenal fans in the stadium. Let's be honest. That's what you were looking at. We were that good. And then the mistake. To his credit, he didn't let it get to him. To his credit, he dominated the air in the box. I think he just got caught in 2 minds. He didn't know whether to go long or chip it over Romero. Is that he's Romero? Yeah. I don't know what he was doing pressing. He's a centre half. What was he pressing? So good. I just think Raya got caught in 2 minds.
Yeah.
To go long or to chip it over him, and in the end, he did neither. They got a goal back. Spurs did a hell of a lot of huffing and puffing. They didn't create anything. It was definitely a penalty. No arguments with that. It's definitely a penalty. And then you've got in the last 7 or 8 minutes. But again, they created nothing. And every cross they swung into the box right out. So it looks bad. And we've all been on the receiving end of Arsenal having a big lead and, throwing it away. That didn't happen. Not with this team. So it's 3 points in the bag. Records won't say how we done it. It'll just say 3 points in the bag. It's a away win at their place. Great day to be an Arsenal fan. But that's the 5th game, I think, in 2 weeks. And I think maybe a bit leggy as well. Take it, give the players a couple of days off, and then we go again against Bournemouth. But as I said, the only 20 minutes we played were the 20 minutes after the second half, because I don't think we played at all in the first half. And I think if we did play at all to our level, 3-2 wouldn't have been anywhere near. There would have been 4, 5 or 6. That's my take on it.
Yeah, we're creating chances, but we're scoring them. You know, and that set piece coach, as you said, he's been vital. You know, corners, free kicks.
But he's made a difference. You can't take it away. He has definitely made a difference. It's been a long time since we've been top of that chart, set piece goals. It's been a long, long time.
Yeah.
And it's great to see, as Eamonn was saying earlier, the number of times we'd be, watching through fingers when we had a corner or a free kick. We know we were going to be caught in the break. It doesn't happen now. The team is too well organised, too well set up, too well drilled, too well coached to do something like that. And it's a great weapon to have in the armory. And I really can't believe no one's coached Ben White yet. They let him away with more in the first half. I think they got the Royal Act read to them in the second half because he didn't get away with it in the second half. But you can't let him. He just torments goalkeepers left, right, and centre. In the video clip of him trying to open his glove, I'm crying out loud. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And I know, teams that we've been on the receiving end of so much shit housery throughout the years. It's great to be able to give a little bit back. It really is. And we've got players who were prepared to take yellow cards, prepared to make the foul on the halfway line to stop counters. And that's been a long time coming. For far too long, we've been a nice Arsenal team. Now we're a nasty Arsenal team. And it's great to see because fans hate us. Even the pundits hate us. And that's right by me. Absolutely. How long may that continue?
Yeah, as long as we keep winning, we shut them up, But I have to say, in fairness, Gary Neville said yesterday that's his favourite fixture, the North London Derby. I think the pundits don't, to be honest, Eamonn, or sorry, John. John, I know you look alike. They're starting to give us a bit of respect, though, aren't they? They're starting to see that we're progressing in the right direction. This isn't a one-season wonder like last season. We're going to be, hopefully, fingers crossed, up there in the coming seasons, challenging as title contenders again.
Yeah, 100%. And I think it is the most boisterous derby in England now. United don't give a rat's arse about City. That's all about Liverpool. Liverpool and Everton never been any violent, are they? Intense maybe, but nothing like the hatred of Arsenal and Spurs. Okay, the match wasn't great yesterday, but don't tell me you didn't enjoy the atmosphere of the game. You could feel it. You could feel the tension. You could feel what it meant. And it's great to do one over them and their place as well. So.
I just want to give a shout out as well before I move on to Matt. Richie White, who says he's happy with everything now, confirmed. And David Raya getting the Golden Glove could be a bit early because if Jordan Pickford keeps 3 more clean sheets, he might pip him or they might share it. But no, it's great to see Everton 3 wins in a row and knocking Liverpool out of the title race. So thanks very much, Richie. You're welcome back for the last game of the season. Big shout out. I know he's our biggest listener. Matt, it's been a while. You've been on the bench like Fabio Vieira now, itching to come on. How did you find the game yesterday?
Oh, listen.
Was it a sobering experience or?
It was very sobering, actually. Very sobering. I think there at half-time yesterday, when Arsenal got their 3rd goal, my daughter just turned around, just looked at me and went, "What? Are we actually winning 3-0?" It was that kind of game. You just thought that surely we cannot be winning this game 3-0 after having such little possession. But what we did do was, when we went forward, we looked dangerous. Tottenham, we've got so much confidence in our defence, so much confidence, and with Raya behind them as well. You really, really feel confident. When anybody's breaking forward, you think everything's going to be fine. Going back to the David Seaman days, you always felt that there was nothing going to happen once the team went forward. We'll sort them out. We'll keep it contained, and so on. But the strangest first half of football I think I've seen all season. We did talk about it at half-time, John, and they came out in the second half, and they actually came out in the shape that they play well in. They have this shape where they play a bit further forward. David Raya acts as a sweeper almost, and it allows the lads to push up as well. And we were performing brilliantly for 20 minutes, like John said. And then the goal, the mistake by Raya, which, obviously out of character, he might have been watching a couple of Aaron Ramsdale videos before the game. I don't know, but listen, that's a victory. I'd rather win dirty than lose playing well, you know, because that could have happened there yesterday. As dominant as Tottenham were in the first half, it could have been 3-0 the other way, but we just contained these teams and we break fantastically. That ball by Havertz was superb. The takedown from Saka was just majestic, absolutely majestic. It could have come from 100 feet in the air and he would have took it down the same. It was absolutely beautiful. He's brilliant at that, absolutely brilliant at that. But I know the lads have touched on it a bit about Ben White. My God, the shithousery is just phenomenal, phenomenal. When they're doing the set, they must do the set pieces, in training, and he gets them together and he goes, right, Declan, I want you to take a corner from one side, Bukayo from the other side, lads get in the middle and all. Ben, cause fucking havoc in there, will you? And trying to take off the lad's glove, I thought that was just fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And he does it week in, week out. And for one of the corners, I think it was for the Declan Rice corner that we scored from, you can see White at the keeper. And as the keeper goes to run out, White just gives him a little nudge like that. And he couldn't jump for the ball. And it was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. The kid is unbelievable. Unbelievable. What a signing he has been. When you think about his debut a couple of years ago at Brentford, was it at Brentford?
Yeah.
At Brentford, and everybody was saying, he signed Ben White. What the fuck he's doing signing Ben White? His development has been incredible, absolutely incredible, and he is, I hope he's there for years. A lot of players in the squad, I hope they're there for years. I was just thinking back to a podcast we had at the start of the season, and I think myself and Eamonn were on, and we were talking about Declan Rice just signing and everything else. And I said on the podcast, I says, Kai Havertz, we'll be talking about him a lot come the end of the season.
Yeah, the fairness you said.
And he, the way he is developed, he's an unbelievable player. So somebody say there today, the way his game's developing, there's no reason in the world why he won't score 20 goals next season or 25 goals next season, because he's grown in confidence unbelievably. And I just feel, we're the top scorers in the Premier League. We don't have an out-and-out striker. We've the best defence in the Premier League. We've been absolutely brilliant. And where everybody rants on about having a central, a target man, a central striker and everything else. What happens to the rest of the team at that stage when we, if we do buy an out-and-out striker? Are the goals going to come from everywhere else as well? I mean, the way the team has been set up, I think it's just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. To think that we've been in 2 title fights in a row, and I know we fell short last year. We might fall short again this year. Who knows? But we're there right at the end. Likelihood is this will go to the last day of the season, and we haven't had that in such a long time. Whatever way you look at it, for me, and this is not just sticking up for my team, but I'm sure Eamonn will say the same thing. John say the same thing. I've been incredibly proud of this team for the last couple of years. I think what Mikel has done has been nothing short of fucking phenomenal. It really has. To get rid of the players he got rid of at the right times, without caring about what anybody thinks. I know a lot of people would say, "Oh, we didn't get any money for Pepe and we didn't get any money for Bammy and all that." Why do we care about that? The club is going to do what they're going to do, and it doesn't come out of our pockets. It doesn't. Why should it bother us that much? He's done it brilliantly, and 65 million for Havertz is your pocket change.
Matt, just on what you're saying there, because something happened to me in work this morning, and that one of the lads on the admin team, he's a London Irish boy. He follows Chelsea.
Yeah,
and he actually listens to this podcast, and but he's a big Chelsea fan. And we were talking about Havertz this morning, just on the stairs, passing by each other, and he said, Chelsea fans can't believe the Kai Havertz they're saying at the Arsenal, and his answer was, well, that's because he's being coached properly.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly. Yeah.
And he said, he said, This is what he said. He said, "I'm not jealous of Havertz. I'm jealous that you have Arteta."
Yeah. This is it.
I
This is
think
it.
as well,
Absolutely.
Eamon, Kai Havertz feels like he belongs somewhere now, isn't it? Like he's part of a family.
Yeah,
You know,
I think that was huge for him to be. I think it was back at Bournemouth earlier on the season, and Odegaard came up to Saka and said, "Let Kai take the penalty." And to have a team around you you saw what happened with Chelsea a couple of weeks ago with the penalty incident when Cole Palmer eventually took it, and the lads were fighting and pushing, and and they were beating, like they were winning 4-0 or 5-0 at the time, and the lads are pushing each other and shouting at each other and getting held back, and that shows you the state Chelsea's in.
they're too individual.
That's it. Every one of them is an individual. So, listen, we're not talking about Chelsea today because we don't want to get John all riled up. but look, it was absolutely fantastic. North London Derby Day, incredible. I was a text back and forward with family in America. They were watching it, getting the text after the game, all phenomenal and everything else. But just before I finish up, I just want to say about the supporters club. There was an unbelievable turnout yet again in the club. And there's huge credit has to be given to the committee in there. I know you both, the two of you boys are on the committee in that, and Martin and Paul and Sandra. And I know there's a couple more, I think Porrig's on the committee and everything else. But lads, honestly, the way the supporters club has been set up, the crowds were getting in, the atmosphere, there's people are walking around hugging people they've never seen before, and it's absolutely brilliant day. And it really, really is fantastic to see. It's grown unbelievably in the last couple of years, and credit to everybody involved in it. Really is fantastic.
Brilliant. And I just referencing that thing about Havertz, Matt, because as you were saying it, this is a Chelsea fan. Chelsea, a club who won 2 Champions Leagues, had a lot of money, had many, many top-name managers. This is a Chelsea fan looking at the Arsenal saying, "I'm jealous of who you have as a manager."
Brilliant. Yeah. No, absolutely. I know, and they should be. I mean, I think the stat came out there today. He's reached 100 wins, obviously, and I think he's the 5th best manager the 5th manager to get to 100 wins in the least amount of games, ahead of Wenger even. And we saw what Wenger went on to do. I don't see any reason why we won't be challenging for the title.
He's 41 years of age. And still a relative novice.
And a grey head of hair.
Well, look.
Yeah, it's something
like Lego.
You can't have everything, man. You can't have everything.
He is like Lego. Yeah.
Like
but no, great day, great result, and 3 more wins. That's all. We've got to do our job. We've got to win our next 3 games. That's a given. Because if City do drop points, I don't know where they're coming from, really. And I have to write Tottenham out of the equation altogether, because if they're not fighting for Champions League, if they're out the Champions League race, but what I didn't realise yesterday was they've still got 2 games in hand on Villa.
Yeah. Right, 7 points behind with 2 games.
Yeah. So, if they are fighting for a Champions League, they're going to have to go for it. Whether they'll have it in their hearts to give us a chance of a title.
Oh,
that way,
man! If they're going for it, they're in such a financial precarious position.
Yeah.
They need Champions League football.
Yeah.
Like all of that stuff. You see, the players don't think about that.
Yeah.
The fans do.
Yeah.
But the players will want to be playing Champions League. So if they're still in with a sniff of that. So much as I love Aston Villa because they wear different colour sleeves, and I like teams that wear different colour sleeves, right? Much as I like Aston Villa, what we probably need to happen is Villa maybe to drop a couple of points somewhere. Spurs still to be in the mix when they play City, and they probably need a win but only get a draw. And but look at stranger things have happened.
Yeah,
but, folks, we've got 80 points.
Yeah,
last year we finished on 84.
Yeah,
right. In all likelihood, we'll finish on more than 84.
Yeah,
if you keep building your points tally up, and then you add to the team. And you get better. There's only one inevitability about all that.
Yeah.
You gotta keep challenging. You have the challenge. You can't win out if you don't challenge.
Yeah.
The Invincibles won the league with 90. and we're down to fall short of 1 point. But like that's the closest we've been points wise since
Like
that.
I said on the show, Jonathan, about 2 months ago, this is the best Arsenal team I've seen since the Invincibles.
Yeah, I've said, people have asked me that. Would this be the closest thing to the Invincibles team? And it probably, hands down, it probably would be the strongest. The first 11 now picks itself, like the Invincibles, so in that sense. But it's like the Invincibles, they were great in their own right, but this squad are making their own history, as Eamonn, you referenced it. You have to give this team time to make it. They don't want to be compared with the Invincibles, but to fans, it's refreshing to see we're on the same, it's the same path as 2003-04. It's just being the 20th anniversary. It would just be nice to make the title, wouldn't it? Because when you see, like, looking at our remaining games,
but Jonathan, you've got to be sanguine about these things. If you reach the 80-point mark in any season, you've had a good season.
Yeah.
If you reach the 80-point mark with 3 or 4 games to go, and as I said, we've had 40 points out of the last 15 games. So, there can only be one team wins the league. And unfortunately, at the moment, there's a bit of a machine there that's, well
used to winning.
You've seen Liverpool have thrown their absolute best like a tornado, but they've blown out, right? Yeah. And I think that Man City machine, I think it's going to be tested over the next couple of years by us.
I think,
because I think no matter what, they've got to keep an eye on that financial fair play, and they still rely heavily on De Bruyne and Silva, who are, I don't think they'll be there for too much longer, even if Guardiola's there for too much longer. So let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's concentrate. Let's live in the now. We still have a chance. But by winning against Wolves, I mean, after the disaster that was Villa, to beat Wolves, then to beat a lunatic Chelsea team the way we did, and then to go away to Tottenham and win, that's bottle.
That's a good week.
Bottle.
That is
bottle.
Great. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it is. That showed the mental side, the character to keep bouncing back from setbacks. Yeah. To wrap up the Spurs review, lads, your man of the match, Eamonn?
Thomas Partey.
It's a good show.
And the reason I say is that because Bukayo Saka, he was our overload. He's never our overload because Partey was intent on getting the ball. And by the way, he hasn't played much this season. The effort he put in to make him blocks and getting back right into the mix when people had given the ball away. When Martin gave the ball away that time, Thomas Partey just on the edge of the box. You're talking about the 85th minute. Yeah. But if I wasn't played all season, so maybe he didn't influence the game the way others did. I mean, Saka's a worldie, we know this, right? But for what he gave yesterday, given where he came from, I'm going to give it to him.
John, your man of the match?
I'm going to go Ben White. As you said earlier on, he had Son is their danger man. He is their best player. And apart from taking a penalty, he did nothing. And we all seen he did nothing. And I thought we had him in his back pocket for the whole game. The fact that I don't even think he was mentioned by any of the commentators, apart from when he took a penalty. I thought White was absolutely outstanding. In a game where the defence needed to stand up, they all stood up. I'm going to go Ben White. I could have easily gone either any of the four, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I'll go Ben White.
Man of the match, Matt?
God. So, obviously, Havertz, Saka, Partey was fantastic. Ben White is just phenomenal. I'm going to give it to David Raya for the way he played after the, I just thought to make that mistake that he did and to come back and he, like any cross that went in, he was on the end of it. He was absolutely fantastic. And I haven't given him man of the match yet this season. But yeah, absolutely. I'll give it to
Just on that, Matt, like when you're sitting and watching the TV, you don't see it the way you do when you're there. But I didn't feel, and Jesus, you know what I'm like, I didn't feel like covering my eyes every time a cross was going into the box, because I was looking and going, that's the keeper, and he comes and he gets it. Yeah. That's the keeper, and he comes and he gets it. Yeah.
I know. No, he was superb. He was superb. After that mistake, he was absolutely superb. And just very, very briefly about the penalty incident. If you watch that, Declan Rice kept his eye on that ball the whole way. You know, the kick was good and it was perfection where he got him, right? But, you know, there's been incidents like that. We saw an incident a couple of years ago where Crystal Palace player took...
I was thinking of that when it happened.
You know, and nothing happened. So here we go with VAR inconsistency again, you know? So, you know, and on the other end, when they got their disallowed goal, you know, whereas I was delighted it was disallowed, you know, you can't be given offsides for an arse cheek and a toenail and a bit of a sleeve.
Yeah, it's
you know what I mean? They need to streamline that, you know?
Just on that, Matt, I mean, I don't know, like we've all watched football and we're all heading towards the autumn of our patronage in this life. But in real time, that was offside all day.
Yeah.
It was offside all day. And I don't know what angle they put it, but they actually tried. It was like as if they made Gabriel's arse like Kenny Everett doing Rod Stewart. You know, and you want my body, and the arse gets like it was unbelievable.
I know. Yeah.
In real time, if you look at that, he's a good half a yard offside, you know.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Look, we came away. I don't want to give man of the match to Bukayo Saka for being Cohen, the first player to score home and away against Spurs. 93, 90, you know. I thought the way he took the second goal, the way he steadied himself to put Ben Davies off and to tuck it away, it was just a brilliant.
But Jonathan, watch it again. Watch that first touch again.
That's the touch.
Absolutely incredible.
It was phenomenal. I watched it over and over and over.
Davies didn't know whether to, you know, it was that first touch, unsteady Davies. You know, I'm in trouble. You could see Davies. Oh no, I'm in trouble. And then the second touch to finish, you know, and to be top scorer as well with 15 goals, you know, and he takes these tons on, you know, he wants to prove the doubters wrong, you know.
But not to get too technical and wax lyrical about that touch. So when the ball is coming over at you like that, that's an easier touch to take with your right foot.
Yeah.
Right? But if he'd have taken him with his right foot, he would have delayed himself a small bit.
Yeah.
So what he does is he takes it off the outside instep of his left foot. And coming from that angle, that's really difficult to do. But what the first touch does is it puts him straight in, you know.
Yeah.
It was an absolute incredible touch, you know.
Yeah.
He just goes from strength to strength, it's just a joy to watch us this season. And, you know, I know we go into meltdowns on WhatsApp, but, you know, it's just being so close, you know, it's just...
I know.
I don't know.
We're still there, Johnson.
Like we've aged 100 years, like fine wines.
Well, as Jeremy Allier would say, it was a very difficult game in the London, but we won it, mate, innit? It's a bit like that, you know.
Yeah, it's great.
By the way, shout out to Hector Bellerin. Did you see that one? I hate Tottenham because I love Arsenal. Good on Hector. Oh no, Hector's one of ours, you know. In fact, Hector would probably still be playing with us if it wasn't for that injury that he got, you know.
Yeah,
he's that good. But he put up on Twitter there before the game, I hate Tottenham because I love the Arsenal.
Podolski was on yesterday as well. Granit Xhaka was on yesterday as well.
Yeah.
Chesney, you see Chesney this morning? Brilliant.
Chesney as well. Brilliant. You know.
Once a gooner, always a gooner.
Yeah.
And be
unless you're Robin van Persie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Right, look, his goal scoring was just unreal for us, as the table stands, we're top at 80 points. Man City are second with 79 with a game in hand. And it's pretty much a two-horse race after Liverpool slipped up against West Ham, I think it's fair to say. The remaining games for ourselves, I think we don't know at this stage. Saturday's Bournemouth at home at 12:30. They're on a bit of a run of form themselves. That won't be an easy game. I thought was really... They're about... I think they're heading up to mid-table now. They didn't win in their first 10 games of the season, so...
They've got their most record points.
Yeah, along with ourselves since the turn of the year, yeah. Man United away, May the 12th, 4:30. And then hopefully May the 19th, everything already safe now. The title can be ours. Hopefully Saliba does a Tony Adams and Brady's one in the back of the net. In terms of Man City's winning last few games, they've Wolves at home on Saturday, which won't be an easy one because Gary O'Neill has bet them 2-1 earlier on in the season. You don't know why you go with Wolves. They're really, what the injury worries they have at the moment could kill them there. They Fulham away on May the 11th. Hopefully Bernd Leno has one of those games and he stops everything. Spurs away then, which is the midweek, May the 14th, which is a big one. That's at White Hart Lane. And then West Ham at home, which could possibly be David Moyes' last game. The way it's looking, so they might want to go out as well. But you expect City at home in the last 8 of the season probably to win that. With those last 3 games, Eamonn, Bournemouth won't be easy. United's never easy away, and Everton at home. Can you see us getting maximum points from them 3 games?
I don't want to look that far ahead. I mean, the first thing.
What do you think realistically?
No, you've got to get maximum points.
Yeah.
Right. But if you want to break it down, that the hardest game I see in that trilogy is Bournemouth at home.
Yeah.
And I'm not being disrespectful to Man United. I just think that we're such a good away team at the moment. I know we battered Chelsea, but there was a period in that game when we were 1-0 up that, they were starting to look. So, and we scored early. I think if we don't score early at home the way we did against Villa, I just think that there's a bigger weight of expectation at home than there is. I think we're a bit more liberated away from home. And even though yesterday we only had 28 possession, we still looked seriously dangerous on the break, and that's down to good, clever coaching as well. But Bournemouth is going to be very, very difficult. They're on a great run of form. They have a record. They actually have more points than when they finished 8th or 9th a few seasons ago. They've got a good manager, but I mean, at this stage of the season, you've just got to go for the kill. And I think 9 points is possible. United are all over the gaff. I don't know. I know Gary Neville can do me head in the times. He should go back and get a job in Grange Hill or something. But he, the one thing he says about United is, I can't analyse them anymore. I don't know what way they play. I don't know, And then Eric Ten Hag, if you listen to him, I hope he signs a 10-year contract there. There is a team exploding, waiting to happen, and everybody can see it with the pair of eyes. Anyway, let's not get ahead of ourselves. One game at a time. We've got to go and beat Bournemouth, but it's going to be tough,
Yeah, they're a good team, Bournemouth, yeah. I think our very own Mark Travers is getting a few games now as well, so, yeah. John, out of them 3 games remaining, do you see maximum points, or do you think it'd be...
It's possible. Look, you're looking at it on paper, we're going to get 9 points. But famous old saying, you don't play football on paper. You got to put the performances in. At the start of the season, if you'd offered me a decent run in Europe and qualifying for the Champions League, I would have said, yeah, that's the bog standard. We've done that. So go for it. As Eamonn said, go for it. You got to win the 3 games to see what happens. Let's put them under pressure. Let's go into the last game of the season and have something to play for. It's been a long, long time since that's happened. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but we're good enough to do it. So, touch wood.
Matt, do you see us those last 3 games giving it their all, and as John says, with the Champions League qualification secure now, nothing to lose now?
Yeah, I don't see another than 3 wins, to be honest. I think United are a very, very poor side, but it's always tough going to Old Trafford regardless. Nobody else seems to be too scared of them. We are phenomenally better than Man United, so I don't see another than 3 victories. But, like Eamonn said, the Bournemouth game would be a tough one. We all remember going down 2-0 to Bournemouth a couple of seasons ago and coming back, and obviously that famous goal that we'll never forget, But Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's good to see Everton are safe as well. So as you know, we should. I expect us to beat Everton and beat them well. But if we're in with a shout on the last day, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. I'd hate it to go by the wayside before then, you know, and to drop any points. We just can't drop them, you know, and we shouldn't drop them because we're the best. We're the best side in the Premier League, you know, and I don't see anything other than 3 victories. So let's just go for it.
Imagine if City did draw a game and closed us in on goal difference, and it went down to that. Last day of the season.
No.
You know,
well, the last time
West Ham and us at home to Everton. Sweet Jesus!
I think the last time I was in Highbury and we played Aston Villa on the last day.
That's right. Yeah.
But yeah.
You remember that? And United were playing Tottenham.
Yeah.
I remember leaving Highbury and I looked over the wall. There was a wall by the North Bank over to it where the toilets are, and I saw these lads folding up a League Champions banner, and I just thought, never again. Don't ever do that to me again. You know.
Yeah.
So
that was
but
actually, that season we deserved to win that, to be honest. Yeah, we slipped up against Spurs. I think it was Leeds we slipped up to, wasn't it, the week before? Yeah.
Yeah.
But listen,
but we deserve this title, and if we don't win it this year, well, we're going to be in a shout next year and the year after. We've got
to look at the last 3 games like this. I think, right. First of all, everybody says, "Oh, City know how to get it done. They'll win the 4 games." Everybody makes that presumption, right?
Yeah.
We are that close to Man City.
Yeah.
And how do I know this? Well, I'll tell you how I know it. We played them 3 times this season and they haven't beaten us.
Yeah. Yeah.
We didn't just beat them once.
Yeah.
We drew with them, and beat them. That's how close we are to them.
Yeah.
Right? Because you show me another team domestically that would play Man City 3 times in a season and not get rolled over by them. Okay? Yeah. That's how close. So everybody makes the assumption of, well, City just go and win the 4 games. Well, then, if that's the logic, well, then we should go and win our 3 games.
Yeah.
You know?
And not to concede home or away against them as well, Eamonn.
Absolutely.
You know, not many do that.
Absolutely.
As Guardiola said at the weekend, he would have preferred us to slip up yesterday because his team feel the pressure, you know. I don't know, you know, he's probably just saying that's fine or that up, but, you know, I don't think this City team, they are special, but they're nothing like they were 2 or 3 years.
Guardiola's beginning to piss me off as a bit of a dickhead. Did you hear him about the dry pitch yesterday?
Yes.
Yeah, he's looking for excuses.
Nottingham Forest didn't water the pitch so as Man City could play their best football. We've been facing that for years.
Yeah.
We went out to Everton one day and it was like the film.
Yeah, it was that. That was
not only did they not water the pitch, I think they drove a combine harvester over it, you know. And then he says, in a bit of a dig, that's why Chris Wood missed the 2 chances because the ball didn't come to him quick enough. No, Chris Wood missed the 2 chances because either A, it's now 116 charges of financial fair play, or B, he's just crap. Like, work it out for yourself. Like,
to be honest with you, Forrest were very unlucky in that first half not to get 1 or 2 goals.
See the 2 chances he missed?
The open goal.
Sweet Jesus.
That's what,
he was like Dennis the Russian there in the Emirates that day.
I really hope that we win the league, but I just looking at City's last 4 games, I don't realistically shouldn't be losing any of them, you know, but you never know, you know.
What news is, like, if you take yesterday's game, and this might be hoping against hope, if Chris Wood puts one of them sitters in, it's quite conceivable that could have been a 1-1 draw.
Yeah. Because he threw 1-1 there last year, yeah. That's what I was hoping, yeah. But it's a funny old game, as he's saying. You never know what's going to happen. And as Matt said, are you at the Bournemouth game yourself, lads, on Saturday?
No, I'm not over at it, no.
Will you be in the River, Matt?
Hopefully. It's Saturday morning kickoff. It's tricky enough, but I'm going to try to get in. I'll definitely be in for the United game anyway.
At least, I mean, Matt's not going to the game, and I think that's disgraceful because it leaves me being able to charge my phone. Because we always have a battle over who charges the phone.
There's only one socket that works, Nathan, don't forget. Only one socket that works.
No, I'm going over. I'm going over with Sparky John. So A quiet day is expected.
God, no, forget about it. You ain't getting one.
Yeah.
Are you going, John?
No.
Will you be in the
No,
River Park?
I have to walk Saturday in person.
You just call yourself fans. It's disgraceful. Look, we should win that comfortably, but it might take another. It might take another Reece Nelson 94 minutes.
Do you know what's really strange? And I'll finish up on this because all of that brain aching that we do all the way through the season, and you get to 35 games, and as Matt said, probably the most pertinent thing that was said tonight, how proud you were of the team. We've put ourselves in a position to be where we are.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not brain aching about the game on Saturday anymore. We just got to go and shoot it out and try and win it.
Yeah.
You know, and see.
You know what they have to do. Yeah, I think being forced up on Saturday as well. It's just to get that game out of the way and enjoy the rest of your day.
You're brain aching. I'm not brain aching.
Trust me, when you're with Sparky John, you'd be brain aching. In more ways than one.
That's ear aching, not brain aching.
It's just going to be a brilliant end of the season, and look, fingers crossed, we can see it through, and hope for a bit of luck.
Yeah.
To our April goal and player of the month, I begin with goal of the month. Eamonn.
I'm going to go with the one against Bayern Munich at home with Saka.
It's good
simply because two things. One, he does this all the time and makes it look simple. That's a really hard finish. If you look at it from the angle he hit it. But also, the pass from my love child, Ben White, to put it right where he put it into Saka's run, he basically said to Saka, do your thing, pal. You know, and that's the goal I like the most from April, you know.
John?
I'm going to go for Saka yesterday. I just thought the ball from Havertz and the first touch and then the finish. I thought it was a fantastic goal, so that's the one I'm going for.
Yeah, it's a good shout. Yeah, he's had a super April, in fairness to Saka. Yeah, he rarely has a bad month, to be honest, in fairness to him. Matt, goal of the month for April?
Yeah, I was actually going to say Saka, so I got to change my mind now. So I think I'm going to go with Ben White against Chelsea, because his first goal, not the second one that he didn't mean, but his first goal, simply because of the incredible shithousery just before that, and losing. If you look at the sequence of that goal, Cucurella was first, he was lying on the ground because he was thrown on the ground, and then he couldn't find Ben White. Yeah. So he couldn't find Ben White anywhere. He was looking around like this to see where he was, and Ben was there waiting, and there was the ball came to his feet and he knocked it straight in. So I'm going to give it to Ben.
Yeah, probably. My goal of the month, I'd probably give it to Kai Havertz. That second goal against Chelsea, from the pass from Odegaard, and the way he pushed Cucurella aside and just knew he didn't even have to look up. He knew where he was going to place it. And I think just to score against Chelsea as well, to show what type of player
and celebrate.
And celebrate. Yeah, well, we were just saying that on the Wednesday show, to actually celebrate and make like he means it, yeah. Because he's got Chelsea completely out of his system, yeah. And like long may it continue since the turn of the year. I think he's just been, it's 65 million well spent. I think we all scratched our head in the summer. God, what have we done here signing him? But again, they've been proven right.
Not all of us.
Not all of us.
We won't go into meltdown, Matt. We know what happens. We'll all exit this group before this. No, I'll come back to you, Eamonn. Player of the month for April.
Kai Havertz.
Yeah,
without doubt. Having watched what I watched from the front row at Wolves, this is a guy who is right on top of his game in our team, and I give it to him. Yeah,
100%. Yeah, he's on top of his game. Yeah, 100%. John, player of the month for April.
Yeah, I have to echo that. He's been brilliant. The longer the season's gone on, the better he's getting. He's undroppable at the moment. He's almost the first name on the sheet. He's absolutely been brilliant. Definitely like Kai Havertz.
Matt, player of the month for April.
I'm going to give it to Martin Odegaard. I think Martin Odegaard. We had this conversation yesterday, John, in the club. Martin Odegaard will become one of the greatest players to ever play for Arsenal. If he stays, if he continues going like he's going, the guy is phenomenal player. And I really hope he stays for his career, because what a steal to get him from Real Madrid. I'd say they're absolutely kicking themselves now. You know, he's been my player of the season. But this, I think he's been just phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. Like I think against Chelsea, he was mind blowing, absolutely mind blowing watching him play.
Matt, I never thought I'd hear myself say this, but when I watch Martin Odegaard, I look at him and say, Jesus, he's up there with Liam.
Yeah. Oh, he's unbelievable.
That's a big shout, isn't it?
I mentioned Rocastle there yesterday to John. You know, he's got that kind of presence on the pitch where he just has everything. His turns, his distribution, his goals. You know, he's got everything.
And his work rate.
His work rate's incredible. Absolutely incredible. Yeah.
He sees a picture in his head and he knows what he's going to do before the ball comes to him, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's quality.
It's like it's almost like a kind of fraternity. I remember watching a video about Arsenal's history, whatever, and Liam was on talking about Robert Perez, and he said he's great imagination.
Yeah.
And Don Howe said about Liam, he's great imagination. And you know, that's what we're saying about Martin. He's got brilliant imagination. Like that's why he's able to pick out those passes.
Yeah.
Because he imagines what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know?
He's a picture. Just that pass for Kai Havertz against Chelsea was just incredible. You know, he just split the hole. It's, you know, he couldn't, you know, and the goal finished off. You know, it was deserved of it. Yeah. I'd probably have to say now, I'd probably have to go with Kai Havertz as well for player of the month for Avery. You know, Toddy's had a superb month. You know, it was disappointing to go out of the Champions League, but the way we've bounced back from defeats against Munich and Villa in particular, you know, we've made a busy month, a solid month in ways, you know, in terms of clean sheets. Like, we're not conceding goals now. You're more shocked when we concede now, you know, so it shows how far we've come in, four and a bit years with Arteta, but to win this 100 Premier League game in 169 games, just incredible. Is there anything else you like mentioned?
There's one thing I'd like to say, Jonathan. I'm looking at your background there. Now, I've read the Charles Manson story, and it kind of looks a bit like you've been broken into there. Is that the head of a bed behind you? I think you need to have a local Garda contact. Be safe, you know.
Thanks for the concern, Eamonn. It's always appreciated.
That blood on the walls there, Jonathan.
Hey, look, it's been a long season. There's another 3 games to go. There could be a lot more than that. But as always, thanks for the concern from everyone.
He said in the Mafia film, you know, the Irish guy, Frankie, whatever his name was, he said, I heard you paint houses and you do furniture removals too, you know? Yeah, that's what that's like, you know?
This will be Eamonn's last appearance for another one.
Well, it will if the Mafia are listening.
Anna Williamson, are you listening after meeting Eamonn in the airport? It's a small word. And would you like anything mentioned yourself, Matt?
No, I think we've covered a lot. I think we've covered a lot now tonight.
Yeah, good job.
Would you like to say anything, John?
I'd like to say good night.
And that sums that up in one word. I'd like to thank John, Eamonn, and Matt. I don't know when they'll be back on after this cameo. Always a pleasure, lads.
Thanks, Johnny.
As always, you can catch the club in the River Bar in Dublin City Centre. That's where you can catch the lads for the remaining 3 games and hopefully into next season as well. Catch us on the Dublin Arsenal YouTube channel. Thanks to Martin Stoneville for editing this and putting up with us for the hour. So shout out to Ozzy as well. Hope to have you back on, mate. And just before we go, just to mention again, the event, Elevate Events, the exclusive evening featuring 3 Arsenal legends, Liam Brady, one of our own, Ray Parlour, who we've had in the Mercantile before, and Paul Merson should be a good listen as well. The Clayton Hotel, Burrington Road, Friday, August the 9th, and they're in Cork as well on August the 10th. So universe.com fans for tickets. Really good show. Like, comment, and subscribe as always, and we'll be back next week. Have a good week, everyone, and thanks for listening.
Cheers,
guys. Good to see you.
Take care.